Yo, what's up, guys? It is Thursday, February 16th. My name is Jason Flame, Chief Instructor and owner at Moorpark Karate and Krav Maga in Moorpark, California. Joined with me today, my co host, Kevin Kowalczik, in Littleton, Colorado, representing Revolution Martial Arts and Raptor Extreme Karate. Good afternoon, sir.
Hey, I was just looking. Do you know what Thursday thoughts were on? I wonder how
Wow.
many this is.
Well, you know me. You know
You
me.
you keep good record.
I have a list,
I
and
know.
I'll
I'm
find
looking.
it.
I'm going through. I'm looking. I'm like, I don't know if I can. How many we've done? I'm
This
trying
is
to figure
number
it out.
this is number 24.
I love it. That's a good number too, by the way. That's a lucky number.
24. Why is 24 a lucky number?
It just feels like it's got to be two
It
even
just feels like
numbers.
it's got to be lucky.
Two even numbers. And I love
Love it.
today's topic too. Kick it off. I'm gonna let you kick it off.
Well, here we go. So, guys, we love bringing these Thursday thoughts to you. Whether you're a student at one of our martial arts schools or, hey, you just happen to be scrolling through Facebook and taking a break from work today and you want to listen to two guys chit chat a bit. But
Yes.
our topic for this week, again, being honest does not mean telling the truth in a rude way. And the quote for the week says, say what you have to say, not what you ought. Any truth is better than make believe.
It's a good one.
What are your thoughts?
Any truth is say the last part.
Any truth is better than make believe.
Yeah.
Henry David
Yeah.
Thoreau.
I like that one. That better than make believe. Yeah, truth is always important, right? And sometimes the truth can hurt. So it's
Truth does hurt.
important. It's important as coaches, as dads, right? Because we have to be honest with our kids all the time,
Hmm.
you know. But as coaches and martial arts instructors, it's important that we're honest without being hurtful, right? Because we know that the truth can hurt. It's like that difference of being brutally honest, right?
Hmm.
I think you were going to hit a little bit on that, but I think it's
Yep.
important that we're extremely truthful. And sometimes knowing that the truth can hurt, you got to kind of sometimes package it in a way that you can do it respectfully, right?
Sure. I think that your approach and your presentation is everything, right?
Everything.
And so I was just talking to another friend of mine who happens to be a coach at the school that I trained at, training professional wrestling, and he was having a dilemma, I guess you would say, with how students perceived what he had to say. And we talked about this a little bit, and like you just said, the truth hurts, and we got to be honest with our students. And sometimes our students don't want to hear what we say,
Mm.
but they
Or
need to
their
hear it,
parents.
or
Or
they
their
have to hear
parents.
it. Sure. Or the parents, right? And
That's another one.
it's kind of a hard thing because another person told me sometimes that feelings get in the way of common sense,
Mm.
right? I think that a
Yeah.
lot of people get their feelings hurt because A, it might be true, B, it may just be hard to hear. But at the end of the day, I think that all of us as coaches, instructors, and parents, we want the best for our students. We
Absolutely.
really, we really do. Sometimes we want it more than they do. And I'm the first to admit that my approach or my presentation may not always be the best, but my intentions, um, it comes from the heart. But we talked last week about this a little bit. I can count the number of times that I was, um, recognized or complimented, or it came up in a different time, not only in martial arts but with my parents. It just wasn't a lot of overindulgence of compliments and pats on the back. If we got a pat on the back, that was something that we really held on to. And but again, I think that's different. I don't want anybody to lie to me and tell me that I'm good when I'm not, because that doesn't help me. I think that's when we talk about any truth is better than make believe, right?
Yeah. And there's a lot of people that are way too sensitive today, too. I kind of feel like, I feel like everybody's so worried about their feelings sometimes. So it's
Hmm.
really hard to kind of like, as a coach and as a leader, to tiptoe that line, though,
Right.
right? Because it's our job to be honest. Listen, I always tell our students all the time, our parents all the time, I'm always extremely honest and say, listen, this is what I feel is best for these guys. This is what I feel is best for these children. And this is why. Right. And
Hmm.
if you don't like it, that's okay. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. There's another school right across the street. You can go there if your feelings are hurt. But I think we do come from a place of love and care, and that we do really truly want what's best for every single one of the kids on our mat.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
being truthful is important.
Yep. And I think, one of the techniques that we work on in our leadership training with our instructors is using praise, correct praise,
Yep.
right? Like, hey, I like how you're doing that form. I think we can give it a little bit more intensity,
Yep.
but I'm loving the stances. So keep that up, right? So
Yep.
sandwiching that correction and critique. Again, it's all about presentation.
And by the way, for parents that are watching, praise, correct praise is a great parenting tip too. It's a great one, right? Kids are coming home and they're leaving their shoes laying by the door or something, or they're talking back or whatever it is. Next time, instead of just correcting the behavior, try
Mm-hmm.
praise, correct praise as a parent, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, buddy, I really love when you come home and you do the right thing. It really makes me proud that you're being responsible. But right now, you're not, because you didn't put your shoes where I'm asking you to put them. And then all of a sudden he goes and does it, puts his shoes away. And I'm like, wow, isn't that so much better? Like, thank you for doing what you're supposed to do. Like, that works in parenting too, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
have you ever used that one? Have you ever
Oh,
used praise?
absolutely, absolutely. And again, I
Good
will
one.
admit, that there are times that I'm that parent. Is Mason watching? Mason, are you watching? I was just on him yesterday about doing his laundry. I'm like, dude, get your laundry done. you know,
Typical
and,
teenage.
and what I really wanted to say is, your room is really nice, right? And you got some really nice things. Take care of your stuff, right?
Yeah,
But sometimes we just kind of come off, a little rough. I think that's just, our upbringing, just kind of our background. That's not to
much so.
excuse it in any way. So the praise, correct praise, I think is a great, not only teaching technique, but a parenting technique for sure. If you're watching, what are your thoughts? Do you guys have any special things that you do in talking with your children or talking to your students? Is there something that works well from you? I see that we have someone out there on Twitch that wants to offer us a promotion of our channel. Go ahead, promote our channel all you want. Thank
Do
you.
it. I love it. Let's go. But I
That
do
comment
love
will get
this. I think
deleted.
it's a great reminder. Like, you can read it down here, is being honest does not mean telling the truth in a rude way. I think you can be honest with people. You can be very direct and not be confrontational, right? And you can do it in a way that's loving and that's caring. And coming from that place of coming from the heart always is the best way to come, I think. So I love this topic. I think it's great. I hope it helps students and parents that are watching.
Well, this is just part of what we do. A lot of people think that we just teach kicking, punching, blocking. Karate is so much more than that. Our character education and life skills program. I'm reading off of exactly what we use in our classes. You can't really
Mm-hmm.
see that, I guess, right? Boom, right there, provided to us by Martial Arts Industry Association. We like to use these life skill lessons in our classes because above and beyond all the kicking, punching, blocking in the self defense, God forbid that they ever need to use it. We hope that they don't, but we do hope. Have you ever heard a parent tell you that they don't want their child to use karate at school? And I always tell them, I want you to use karate at school. I want you to use your focus. I want you to use your discipline. I want you to be honest, right? And all of that, I think, is such an important part of what we do, because those are the lessons that are going to last much longer than you remember any form or any championship or anything else, is those life skill lessons.
Yeah, the kicks and the punches are only such a small part. Like, that's the vehicle that we use to get to the destination of them being the best version of themselves, right? Which is being more focused, being more disciplined, being more driven, having passion for setting goals
Mm-hmm.
and achieving those goals, right? How they treat themselves, how they treat other people. Like, the character skills is what being a martial artist is all about. And this is where parents don't get it, because they're used to sports. Martial arts isn't a sport, it's an art, it's a way of life. That's why it's called martial art, right? Meaning military art, military way of life and discipline. Sports are great, and there is sport martial arts. Like, we have a tournament coming up here next weekend. We're going to see you in California. There is a great aspect to competing in sport martial arts, but martial arts at its core is a way of life. It's a way of living. It's not the physical, like dribbling a basketball,
Mm-hmm.
shooting, swinging a baseball bat or a golf club. Those are all the physical skills of sport. Martial arts teaches punches and kicks. That's the physical piece of it, because it's an art. it's more about the psychological, it's more about your heart and your character, more so than the kicks and punches. And as people start to do martial arts more and more, they start to see that and understand the value of it. And that's why I really truly believe like every single person should train in martial arts. The world would be such a better place.
Agreed.
100%.
Agreed. Absolutely. And you know the thing is that um, I bet you have kids that are playing baseball and playing soccer and playing basketball as they're doing martial arts. And how often do you hear from the parents and or their coaches that,
Coaches. Yeah.
man, your kids are disciplined. Your kids are the ones that are out there working the hardest. So, you know, as baseball season is approaching right now, this is a time where, you know, some students may be kind of laying off karate a little bit, and I understand that we have to balance our life with other activities, but don't forget that martial arts is what's going to help you be successful at baseball. It may
Yeah.
not be the other way around. It may not be that baseball is going to help you be, you know, better at martial arts.
Baseball is not going to help you in life. I'm sorry, it's not. Unless somebody breaks into your house and you're going to swing a bat at them, like it's not going to really help you. It's not. It's a great sport, and I love sports. I love team sports. I'm all for sports. My kids play sports. I totally encourage people to do sports because it does teach the aspect of learning how to work together with other people, which martial arts does as well, right? Sports are great. I have nothing against sports. However, nothing will positively impact your child's life like martial arts will. So if you're
I
going
think
to
that
play a sport, if you're going to play a sport, you got baseball season coming up or something, that's awesome. Maybe you cut back coming from karate 3 times a week to just once a week, right? But don't lose focus of your training. You got to keep training. You got to keep training.
100%, because we'll have people be like, I'll be back after baseball. And it's like, if you take that break completely, you know, out of sight, out of mind, it's really hard. And, you know, children get a little bit frustrated because now they feel like they're
Behind.
behind
Yep.
or their friends have moved ahead of them. And, you know, so I think consistency is the key. You know, play sports, you know, keep your martial arts active. They will benefit each other. Um, definitely agree with all of that. So listen, there's a couple people watching right now. If you guys have any questions for us, anything you want to hear some thoughts on, please put those comments below. You talked about a tournament coming up, Mr. K. You go into Memphis Open,
Yes.
and then we got Compete Nationals next week. Your
And by
students
the
will be
way,
competing in a lot of the extreme divisions, right?
anybody going to California, it's going to be a Compete Nationals. Hit me up. We got 100 of these bad boys we're going to be giving out. So,
I wore mine yesterday.
yeah, I got to bring you a new one.
I'm always repping.
I love it. I love it.
Always repping. Well,
I love
guys, let's show you what Raptor is all about. We'll give you a quick snippet. Those of you in our schools already know what it's all about because you're participating. But if you're watching from maybe another school or you want to get involved, if you're a school owner and you want to add Raptor curriculum, please make sure to message Mr. K or myself, and we can definitely get you some information. As a matter of fact, if you're here on the West Coast and you're near me in California, come visit, come train with us. If you're in Colorado, go check out Mr. K. Where are some of the other schools we got? We got schools in Michigan,
We're in Michigan, we're in Texas, we're in Florida, we're in Pennsylvania, we're hitting everywhere up right now. It's super
and
awesome to
we're in
watch
Guatemala.
Guatemala, yep, and Mexico. So I'm loving that.
Beautiful,
I'm
beautiful.
looking
Well,
for our first European school so we can take a vacation.
there you go.
Anybody from Paris, hit me up. I got a special for you.
Are you taking me with you?
Let's
Do I get
go.
to
We're
go?
gonna do a team training out there.
All right, sounds
We're
good.
all going. We're all going.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us today on the Thursday Thoughts and talking about being honest does not mean telling the truth in a rude way. And try to remember that
Love it.
technique we talked about. Talked about praise, correct praise,
Praise, right?
and use
Praise.
that. Use that in class. Use that at home. And let's check it out and take a look at this video. We'll see you next week with our last topic on honesty before we move to our next word of the month in March. But here it is. Have a great rest of the week, guys, and we'll see you next Thursday.